Greetings. In this video I'll be painting an Assault Intercessor from the Dark Krakens Chapter. This chapter was requested by a viewer. If you have any requests, let me know in the comments and I'll add them to the growing list. This model is a standard Assault Intercessor. The only custom part is a 3D printed pauldron with a 9th edition armorial on it. There's more information about 3D printed parts in the video description. Like pretty much every mini I do on this channel, I primed in black through my airbrush, though a rattle can spray primer can work just as well. Wanting to try different ways to paint black, I decided to start by layering up the black with Eshin grey, replacing pretty much all of the black. This felt like it was a bad choice after just a few brush strokes. Maybe doing the same with Corvus black would be a better choice. That being said, the shading done later helps sell it as a black. For a highlight, I used Mechanicus standard grey, going over the edges of various bits on the armour. I highlighted the arms, but I didn't need to. These would be purple later. Onto the purple now, which covers the arms and the weapons. I've used Phoenician purple here. The purple colour changes between 9th and 10th edition, going from a cooler purple to a more warm purple, so I've gone somewhere in the middle. I've also painted the eyes in with this colour. I've included a reference from the 9th edition codex too, but it's pretty low res. The one on the fandom wiki is a Photoshop, so it can't be used as a good reference. To bring up the brightness of the purple, I laid it with Xereus purple, I think that's how you say it. I did 2 coats to get full coverage. This is pretty much replacing the entire previous layer. To highlight, and for some weathering, I used Genestealer purple. Some edge highlights and a few scratches do wonders. I also highlighted the eyes, filling in about 50% of the eye lenses, focusing towards the middle of the lenses. Final highlighting of the eye lenses went on with 2 colours, Kakophoni purple for about 25% of the eye lens, then a small dot of Fulgrim pink to act as the centre of the glow. Next I applied a gloss varnish to the pauldron in preparation for decals later. This will help prevent the visible edge that can occur on decals. Onto some metallics now, using Iron Warriors to base coat all the metal details. This paint's become a staple in my arsenal, paired with a brighter silver later on. Onto the leather now, starting with Rhinox hide to paint in the scabbard, belt, and any pouches. Next, I use Skrag brown to highlight the edges and paint in little scratches. Finally, Deathclaw brown was used to emphasise certain details, helping add additional depth to otherwise flat pieces. Going in for the armorial now, I used Ulthuan grey and carefully painted along that 3D marking. As I mentioned earlier, I used the 9th edition marking, purely because that's what I had made in vector art already, so it was ready for me to put it on pauldron straight away. Back to the metallics, I used Runefang steel to highlight all the metal bits that I wanted brighter, namely any bits that are upwards facing, or when surfaces that don't have anything like that, along the edges, or spots that will help emphasise existing shapes. I applied an Assault tactical marking off camera using Microset and Microsol. Onto enamel washes now. I started by using AK's black Paneliner, going over the panel lines and deeper bits to give a dark grey that more of a black feeling. I think this really helps sell it as black. To add a bit of weathering, I used the Sepia Paneliner over the lower sections of the legs, building up dust and dirt. I also used it over select bits of the rest of the armour, adding a bit more colour to the mix. After the enamels had dried, I applied my usual basing method, and finished with an ultramatte varnish. And here we have it! An Assault Intercessor from the Dark Krakens Chapter. This paint job was a lot more fun than I thought it'd be. The purple went on a lot easier than I expected, especially the Genestealer purple highlights. I'm also very happy with the black armour. I think it's convincing as black, despite being a dark grey. It definitely helps separate the undersuit from the armour, and gives it a nice smooth look, instead of the almost reflective black that you usually see. I mentioned the armorial earlier, and how it changed for the 10th edition codex. The Black Vipers also changed for 10th. I wasn't a fan of these new designs, but they've grown on me since I've first seen them. So much so I wish I had spent the time to make the pauldron for it for this video. That being said, the armorial here is more common, having been used in White Dwarf 466 in 2021, and as I mentioned in the 9th edition codex. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. Any suggestions or requests, you know the deal. I hope you stick around for the next one.